Hello and welcome to the channel. As the title said, this is going to be a seed haul video. If you'd like to see the type of seeds that I've picked up here, there, and everywhere for the garden, stay tuned. Let me just jump right on into it. I have picked up seeds online and in several different stores because I've been trying to clean out my seed boxes, getting rid of all old seeds by sowing them, sowing entire packets of seeds, and trying to figure out if I have seeds that are too old for germination or germinate and I get one or two seeds. So I've been picking up seeds to replace what I've had for a really long time. And I want to show you a few things that I've gotten in the mail and at the store recently. So let's get into it. First, I'd like to start with my flower garden. I have several flower gardens that you all really haven't seen a whole lot of. I have a front flower garden, which is my white garden. I have two white gardens. I have a cut flower garden that I'm creating. And if you're new to my channel, I'm creating all of what I'm talking about from scratch. This property was bare bones. It had absolutely nothing. So what I'm doing is creating something out of nothing. So my front flower garden is all white. My cut flower garden is a mixture of colors, heights, sizes, you name it. My memorial garden is new, and so it has a few things in there that are beginning to take root and germinate. And then I have my food forest. I had to think about that for a second. What do I want to call it? I have my food forest that I'm creating. I have flowers back there. I have food back there. So I'm putting flowers everywhere, all around my house. I want to bring in as many beneficials as I can because we just don't have enough of them in the world, especially bees. Bees are becoming very endangered. And I've noticed last year that my white trumpet flower brings in a lot of bees. And so I did put one in a pot and I have one in the white flower garden in the back. So far, that one has not begun to emerge. So I'm not sure whether or not that one's died off or not because it's in a pot versus in the ground. And the ones in the ground are beginning to emerge. So I did put some seeds in that pot to see if I can get another white trumpet flower in the back because I do want that in the white garden. So let me show you the seeds that I have for my flower gardens, plural. I picked up a couple packets of dahlia seeds. Can you guys see that? These are the, I don't have my reading glasses on, y'all. I'm going to give it a shot. Unwin's Dwarf Mixed Colors Dahlia and their seeds. Now, from what I understand, dahlias, if you grow them from seed, that seed will turn into a rhizome or tuber, and you will have the type of dahlias that you normally get in the little pouches at the big box stores. And so I don't know if this needs a cold stratification or not. I haven't tried to read the back of the packet, but I wanted to show you guys these first because I got these at Walmart. And if you can see that, 50 cents. Certain Walmarts are putting out their 50-cent seeds. They're going to be on end caps. So if you have a Walmart near you and they have their seeds out, don't forget to look at those end caps. They're putting out their 50-cent seeds. And that's dahlias, the Unwin's Dwarf. I should have got my reading glass. Dwarf Mixed Colors. I also got some one more pack of Mexican sunflowers. I did sow Mexican sunflowers already, but I couldn't pass up that 50 cents, so I bought one more packet just in case. I only see, I think two of them have germinated. I only put four because they can get really, really tall. So we'll see, but I did pick up another packet. And as I mentioned, I have a white garden in the front of my house and in the back. And so I picked up this white morning glory. My grandmother one of my grandmothers used to love morning glories. And I have one that I've been growing for the past 6 years. It is a white and magenta. But since I have a white garden, I wanted an all white morning glory. And these were also 50 cents. And I got them at, excuse me, Walmart. So yeah, I already had one packet of these and I've already sown them. And I think I'm completely out, which is why I picked up two more packets. There aren't a whole lot of seeds in here. And if you know anything about a morning glory, once you have a morning glory, you pretty much always have a morning glory because it sets lots of seeds. And if you don't pick out, if you can't distinguish and pick out the seedlings, you will have morning glories everywhere. That's one of the reasons why some people say morning glories are invasive. You need to know what the seedling looks like. So when you start seeing them emerge, you pull them out. They're very easy to just pluck on out. So that's what I do. And I have not had a problem with them being invasive in either one of my gardens that I've grown them in. I also picked up another packet of, and this is from Botanical Interest. I get Botanical Interest seeds from two different locations. A local Whole Foods type store, it's a natural store, not Whole Foods, and online. And so this particular one I got from the Botanical Interest online because I couldn't find this particular one in the store. And so I sowed this particular seed last fall, but it's tender and it died on me. It germinated and grew nicely, and then it died because it got too cold. My fault. So I bought another pincushion flower, and this one is called Black Knight. It's a scabiosa, and it's absolutely beautiful in my opinion. So I bought that dark scabiosa. I'm trying to put a varying mix of colors in my garden. I love the color red and maroon. So I'm trying to get some dark colors in the garden as well. I also have a love and a mist in the garden. At least I think I do. I did sow a couple of different seeds. Also a dark love and a mist. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I did sow seeds for that. I'm hoping it's alive and still in the garden. We'll see. Because I did sow that in fall. But I bought another one. I found this one, I want to say in the store. Yes, I found this one in the store, and it's called Delft Blue Love in a Mist. And I thought it was really, really pretty. Now, I've already sown some snapdragon seeds. They're growing in the garage. They've already germinated. They're really, really tiny. So I'm not sure if they're going to survive or not because anything very delicate doesn't last with me. But I did buy another snapdragon seed and I did get this one in the store as well. It is a botanical interest. And the only reason why I got it is because it has a beautiful, like orangey, dusty pink kind of color. And I would like to put that in my cut flower garden. But I want to say that snapdragons need cold stratification. I think they do. I think I did put the ones that are already in the garage that have germinated in the refrigerator. So yeah. And I keep hearing about this particular flower right here. So I had to see what the fuss was about. Gumfrina. And I got this one in the store as well. And it is called, I don't even know, QIS, Fiery Sunrise Blend Gumfrina. I love the fact that it's a round shape and orange and like fuchsia color. Really, really pretty. I also want to put this in the cut flower garden. Now, I watch a number of different people, content creators on YouTube, and the Gumfrina was one that I saw, not that particular one that I have, but just as a whole, the flower itself. And the next one, I saw this one on a YouTuber's channel from the UK. And I thought I had some, but I wasn't certain. So I went ahead and picked up a packet and I got this one in the store as well. It's called the Swiss Giants Blend Straw Flower. And from what I understand, these are really nice cut flowers. So I got the straw flower and it's a mix of color. So that would be pretty interesting. Now, the last plant, I'm kind of hesitant to say that it has a flower because it's very unique. And the reason why I got it is because I was watching a YouTuber's channel and he has amazing DIYs. I'm not great with DIY, but it doesn't stop me from trying. And he was redoing his front patio. He has like an antique kind of historical type of home, and he was redoing his front patio, his front stoop, and the driveway. And I caught a glimpse of a plant that he had, and I thought, that is so striking. I have to have it. But then when I realized what it was, I thought, man, if I could actually process this, I'd be in business because I use this particular oil a lot, like almost every day. And this one I found, I want to say online at the botanical interest store. And it is called Impala, and it is the castor bean. Now, if you know anything about castor, many parts of it is toxic to children and animals. But this is where castor oil comes from. And I use castor oil almost every night on my face. I use it on my body. I use it in my hair. And if I could learn to process this, man, I would be in some serious business because I purchase castor oil all the time. So that's the flowers that I picked up, and I am going to be sewing each and every one of these. Um, if except for the snapdragon and anything that needs to be cold stratified, I don't think I'm going to plant that right now. I think I'm going to wait until fall and have that in the garden next year. But I'm trying to get my flower seeds because I do want to have an overwhelmingly beautiful flower garden, more than one. So let's get to those food seeds, shall we? These seeds, I'm more than likely going to sow each and every one of them. And there might be a few that I've already sown. So let's get into it. The first one is common sorrel. I bought a second pack at the store that I got the first pack because I wanted to have this in my garden. I've never tasted it before, but I feel like I'm going to like it. I've already sown this seed and it is germinated and in the garage right now. So this should be in the spring garden because it's in there already. Now I've been doing some research and learning about different types of plants and how they're beneficial to you. And one of them was the watercress. And I found this one at the store. So I didn't go online. I got this one in the local store. Watercress. I don't know if I'm really gonna like this because it says it has a peppery flavor in salads. And I don't really care much for peppery flavor in my salad, but we'll see. But I am gonna sow this. It's a perennial, full sun to part shade. And what I'm trying to do is add more salad type greens in the garden for the spring because the vast majority of them won't be there for the summertime. It's just too hot for them, except for Swiss chard. Swiss chard is a powerhouse. If you don't have Swiss chard in your garden and you like Swiss chard or you're interested in it, I recommend you sow some Swiss chard seeds. I've already sown more because I already have Swiss chard in the garden, and perpetual spinach. The next thing I bought, and this was from Walmart, and I already had a pack of it, but it was old. And I've sown a few seeds, and I don't think they germinated. I went ahead and direct sowed this because the temperatures here are beginning to warm up, and they're not dropping below 48. So I went ahead and said, let me just try it out. I think it'll work out. So I sowed some of these seeds, and I got this from Walmart, also 50 cents. It is the cauliflower called Cauliflower Snowball X. And I had old seeds of this. So I think it might have germinated because I've got something in that pot that looks like a brassica. So we'll see. Now, the next three seeds, the reason why I have three of these is because my family and I love onions. And I've had the darndest of time with onions this year. And I know why, because I bought a bunch of seeds. I've been buying seeds for the past 6 years, and a lot of my seeds were old. And onion seeds, you are not going to get anything from an old onion seed. They lose viability very, very quickly. So what I decided to do was to sow all of the old onion seed packets that I had, each and every one of them. And so far, I do not have what I thought I would have. I'm not only going to buy more onion seeds, which I have, and I think I showed you guys in my last haul that I bought onion seeds, but I also wanted to buy something else in the allium family. And let me show you what that is. Shallots. This is a botanical interest seed that I got not only online, I bought one pack of seeds online because I bought some shallots from, I think, Seeds Now, the bulb, and those are already in the garden. They're growing well. I will eventually give you guys a tour, no worries. But when I went to, I don't know if it was Whole Foods, because Whole Foods, they do have in my area botanical interest seeds, or if it was another store, but I want to say it was Whole Foods. And when I went there, I saw they had the shallot seeds. So I picked up two more packets. So I actually have, and it's called the Zimbruni, I think is how you pronounce that, or Zimbrun onion seed, onion shallot. And the reason why I picked up shallots is if you've never ever grown a shallot, shallots will give you the actual shallot and 4 or 5 more babies. It reproduces as it's growing. And so from a regular standard bulbing onion, you normally will get just one. With a shallot, you will get multiple. So I plan on sowing more shallot seeds and get as many shallots and onions as I can. If you watched a previous video that I put out last year, I bought a 50-pound bag of onions and chopped up the vast majority of them, dehydrated some, put some in the freezer, gave some to family, and that still was not enough onions because I turned a big portion of those into French onion soup. We love onions, and onions are very good for you, family. So, shallots, I got 3 packs of those. So, those are definitely going into the garden. And if I cannot get them into the garden now, because they take 100 days from transplanting, then I will put them in the garden in the fall. But I'm going to try to get them into the garden now. I'm going to do some reading on this because I'm not sure if they can tolerate the sun. I think they can, but I'm going to get some in there because I have some in there right now. Not seed, the bulb. And I showed y'all those in a previous video from Seeds Now. Now, the next thing I bought, I'm not going to put this in the garden right now. I'm going to have to do some research on it. But I wanted the seed because you never know what you will need and when you'll need it. And so I bought these seed because I felt it was necessary to have it just in case. And I do eat this, and I do have a couple of bags of this. And so it would be great if I could sow it and grow it. But I do know that this particular item, you would need a lot of seed in order to get, at least I think you would. You would need a lot of seeds in order to get a tremendous amount of harvest for it. To me, it's kind of like rice. Let me show you what it is. Quinoa. This is a brightest, brilliant rainbow quinoa. And I'm hoping that you can see the flower. I think that's all like the flower stalk. I don't know exactly what the terminology is, but if all of those will give you seeds, then maybe having just a few plants will give you a nice harvest. But I'm thinking you're going to need a lot of plants in order to get a nice harvest from this, in order to be able to eat well. And there aren't that many seeds in here, but I thought I would give this a try just to see. But it is called the Brightest Brilliant Rainbow Quinoa. Now, I also picked up a couple of herbs. Might be just one, but we'll see. My sister uses this a lot. And I'm going to be showing you guys a second garden that I'm going to be starting here. I don't know when, but when I do get around to it, I'll show you what it is. And I'll talk to you all more about that garden as it begins to unfold. It's going to be a busy spring for me because I think it's going to happen in spring. But my sister loves marjoram. and I could be saying this wrong, but that's how we pronounce it. I've heard somebody call it majorum, and if I'm wrong, excuse the pronunciation. It's like when I hear people say pecan and pecan. I never grew up saying pecan. To me, a pecan is a can of peas, like green peas. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, but that's in my mind, that's what that sounds like to me. Because I grew up saying pecan. That's what we say in my family. So marjoram. That's how I say it. So I got a pack of marjoram. I've already sown marjoram, but I'm going to do some more research because I think I might have done something wrong. Either it needs to be cold stratified or it needs light to germinate. Yep, right here. Light aids the germination. And I don't think I gave it enough light. So marjoram. Oops, y'all can you see that? That's the back. Marjoram. And if you don't know anything about marjoram, marjoram is, I want to say, in the oregano family. It has a lighter flavor of oregano. And my sister absolutely loves it. So I want to grow some marjoram for her. And I want to see if it's something that I can incorporate into my kitchen. Now, I've tried to grow cabbage a long time ago, and I haven't grown cabbage in years. And so I do have a couple of cabbages, a white, an Asian, a purple, and I happen to see this, and I'm not sure if I even have another one of these. I don't think I do, but if I do, it's a different um, seed company who makes it. And this is a botanical interest. I found this in the store, and it's called 1 kilo slow bolt Napa cabbage. And I think I might have one of these, but I'm not certain. I don't know if I do or not. If I do, it's probably in my closet. I have to check that out. But I do want, and I think you can use Napa cabbage for like Asian cooking. And I love me some kimchi, and I would love to have some kimchi out of that. And then, of course, I got a thank you from them. They always, whenever I order from the Botanical Interest, which is far and few in between, because I can get a few seeds locally, they send you a thank you. And I do apologize for looking over there, y'all. My red light, I get distracted with the red light and I look over there. I know y'all are right there, so I do apologize. They send you a free packet, and I always manage to get the same lettuce. And I don't think I've ever sown this lettuce before. So this year I'm going to sow this lettuce because, I mean, they keep sending it to me. I've got 2 packs now, so I need to do something with it. I don't like hot lettuce. So if this is peppery and hot, I'm not going to like it. I already know it. I don't like hot lettuce. So we'll see. This might be something I give to my sister or my mom. I don't know. But if it's hot, I'm not eating it. All right, so those are my botanical interests and my onesie twosie Walmart seeds. I think I only had one that was Walmart. So let me go to the next batch of seeds. They're also for the garden. We're coming around the bend, y'all. Almost done. So I placed an order online with MI Gardener. I think this is like my second or third order I've placed with him in the past 5 years. I'm very strategic when it comes to purchasing seeds. I don't make a habit of just buying things to buy things. I try to buy things that I know I'm going to use or buy things that I'm replenishing. And I'm at the point now where I'm replenishing. I have my seed box right here at my feet, and I can close my seed boxes now because I've been using up all those old seeds, and that's where I want to be. I don't want to have seeds for seed's sake. They need to serve a purpose, which is to feed and to give me more seed if all possible. And so I had some old celery seed that I bought from Baker Creek. And I don't even know how many years ago. I've had this seed for a really long time. And for a long time I had a struggle trying to get celery to germinate. And last fall I said, forget about it. I threw the seeds outside in the soil last fall, and you're not supposed to cover them up, but I did, like a silly Billy, and didn't think anything of them. I kept the pot watered, and lo and behold, I got celery to pop up. Several celery plants popped up, but when the cold hit, they all died. Even though I tried to cover them up, they all died. So I went back to those old seeds from Baker Creek, and I want to say it was a Chinese pink and a Chinese white. And I've sown all of those Chinese pink that I had left and a good portion of the Chinese white. I still have a little bit left. And I am not a big Chinese, I'm sorry, not Chinese, celery eater, but I like to make broth and stocks. And a lot of times you use celery to do that. And so even my spouse doesn't really care for celery, but I'm trying to elevate my, my palate. And I want to give celery a try. So here's what I've done. I've got those two varieties of celeries growing in the garage greenhouse right now. And I picked up, excuse me, guys, my allergies are really cutting up today. So I'm not cutting that out. So I do apologize because I'm human and things happen. I picked up a heirloom pink plume celery, and I'm hoping that the flavor is not going to be as stark as the flavor that I tend to experience when I pick up the all green celery in the store around Thanksgiving time, because I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But that's all I have. That's all you have. And I also picked up a celery called Golden Boy, and it's yellow or yellow whitish. I've never seen anything like this before. And it's 300 seeds in here. 300 seeds. And 300 in here. So I think I'm good on celery seeds. And I'm hoping that I will like the taste of celery. And if I don't like the taste of raw celery, I was watching, and I could be wrong, and if I am, excuse me, I'm human. I can't remember everything. I'm subscribed to what feels like hundreds of content creators on YouTube. And I want to say it was Renee's garden. And Renee, I believe she dehydrated celery, or it might have been someone else. Again, I'm all over the place when it comes to looking at content. I look at it for entertainment purposes only, and some stuff I'm trying to learn. And this person, whomever she was, because I know it was a female, she dehydrated her celery and turned it into celery salt. And I believe that was Renee's garden, if I'm not mistaken. I don't use a lot of salt in my kitchen. I do season a tiny bit here or there with salt, but I didn't grow up uh, with salt. I'm just going to say it. My father had some medical issues, and so we didn't grow up eating like mayonnaise and salt. My mother never put salt on our food. There are other forms of seasonings, and just salt was not something that my mom would put in the food. So using salt is not something that I would turn this into. I would turn it into just like a dry seasoning, and then maybe sprinkle it on like a parsley. So we'll see. If I can't tolerate the celery, and I know I'm long-winded, y'all, my apologies. If I can't tolerate the celery raw, I'm going to dehydrate it, and I'm going to use it that way, because I know the celery is good for you. Don't ask me why it's good for you, because I don't know. I'm going to have to read up on it. I just keep hearing, oh, it's good, you should eat it. So we'll see. And I also picked up another cabbage. Now, the reason why I picked this one up is because the purple cabbage that I have, the standard purple cabbage that you see in the store, I feel like I'm not a huge fan of how that tastes. And I love cabbage. I love a green cabbage, but I'm trying to incorporate more color into my garden, more color into our kitchen. And those things that are deep and rich in purple, have lots of anthocyanins, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I'm trying to increase that in the garden. So this particular cabbage was a purple Savoy cabbage. Go figure. Look at that. And it looks like it might be tasty because it's not like all the way purple, but I like it. Can y'all see that? There we go. I liked how it looked. And there were 150 seeds in here. And I like the price that he has for his seeds. And last but certainly not least, I picked up an herb. And I want to say I used all of my seeds, which is why I picked this up, because I didn't buy any other herb like this. And I do have a one designated little pouch, seed pouch down there just for basil. And I picked up more holy basil because in my cupboard right now, in my apothecary, I am down to the bottom for my holy basil. I dry it and I use it for teas. It is so delicious and it's good for you. And so this had 100 seeds, and I am definitely going to be sowing some holy basil. I've already sown some, and I was in the garden not too long ago, and I don't remember seeing if it had germinated. I know my chamomile had, but I'm not sure about the basil. I don't remember. I remember seeing the chamomile and the rosemary, but I don't think any of the other herbs in that area because I have a lot of herbs I put in the garden already. And I think I made a video about that last fall where I was sowing seeds and I left them in the greenhouse. Well, I pulled those out. I sprinkled a few more seeds on top of those seeds and put them outside so that the rain could get them. And I do have some germination. And again, I'll be doing a garden tour to show you all what's growing and what's not growing and all the stuff that's out there and all the stuff that I'm about ready to do. So that's all of my seeds that I have that I wanted to show you all. I have one more thing that's not a seed. So let me show you. My girlfriend was so sweet. We are both gardeners, and she has cricket, a cricket machine, and she made me this pretty little tote bag with my name on it. I thought that was so sweet. I don't know what I'm going to put in this tote bag. Probably some seeds. But she also was using the cricket and she made me some little kind of like they're plastic, but they're mason jars. And she put little stickers on there. This one says basil. I don't know if you all can see that. The light's pretty bright, so I do apologize. That one says basil. This one says oregano. And this one says thyme. And I've already sown all of these herbs in the garden. And I thought that was really sweet of her. She dropped this off to me, and I thought, oh, girl. She was playing with that cricket, y'all. So that's all I have to show you all. I want to thank you all. I'm going to put that right there. I've been meaning to show y'all that. It's been sitting here for a little while, but I happened to come over here because I have my seed box on the floor. So I thought, oh, let me show y'all that right quick. But I want to thank you all for joining me in my office today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed the seeds that I have shown you all. I hope that I have as much germination as I can possibly get so you all can see the type of garden that I'm going for this year. This year, if everything works out the way I would like for it to, the garden is going to be jam packed full of stuff. I mean, larger than I have ever had before. And like I mentioned, I am going to have another food garden come to me temporarily. And I'll talk to you guys about that when the time comes. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. It's not mine, I'm babysitting. So I don't know if you all know this channel. I want to say it's called Kim's Cozy Corner. And if I'm wrong, forgive me, y'all, but I think that's the name of her channel. Again, I have a lot of people I'm subscribed to. I watch a lot of content when I'm at work. I listen to it. When I'm in the car, I listen to it. When I'm home, I will take my tablet to different areas and I'm playing it. trying to keep up as much as I can, because you can get behind, because you subscribe to a bunch of people and there's a lot of content coming and going. But Kim's Cozy Corner, she has a garden on her property, but she also gardens on her neighbor's property. So I've got some stuff to show y'all, and when that comes to me, I will be able to unveil it. But for right now, it's just going to be a little bug in your ear, so that you know that this 2024 garden season is going to be a lot for me. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done, because I work outside the home. I've got a family as well. And yeah, there's going to be a lot going on. So I'm hoping to increase my food production. I'm hoping to be able to feed more and not kill as much because of inadequate watering, or improper feeding, or feeding and not realizing that the fertilizer is not the right fertilizer, and you kill off some stuff. So yeah, I think that happened. We'll talk about that another day. I won't talk about that right now. But thank you for joining me in my home office, looking at my seeds. And I hope to see you either in my kitchen, my garden, my garage, green space. And I might have one more haul for you guys, because I think I ordered some live plants. I don't know. I ordered a lot of stuff over the fall, and it's all coming in now. It's beginning to roll in. So we'll see what we see when we see it. So until the next time, bye for now.